Tag me.
Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Evan Hyder, and this is the second episode, deuces up, of Yo Gymnastics. I'm excited to talk about all the stuff that's going on this week. There's a lot. Getting into full swing. So thank you. Over 500 people viewed that video, and that makes me feel super good because I didn't even tell my mom about it. So a lot of them must be legit. Thank you. Again, if you have feedback, I can take it, and if it really hurts my feelings, I'll cry about it, but not on camera, and we'll work through. That's just, I'm a survivor. I'm not going to give up. All right? So this week we have a 10. That is the biggest news ever in gymnastics. It's a 10. Who doesn't love that? It's Mackenzie Cuquado of Florida. Got it on the uneven bars. The elder Cuquado, if you will. Her sister Bridget is also on the team at Florida. She got on bars. From the angle that I saw the video, everything looked good. Pretty dang perfect to me. So more power to you, Mackenzie. But right now, I have a challenge for you, all right? I need a same bar release, maybe 2, come April. Because you just got a 10 before February. And that is crazy. So let's try and see, that goes for everybody. Up the ante a little bit. We want to see those difficult skills. I know you're training in the back. Single skills, getting them ready. So can't wait to see them in LA come April. Remember, UCLA and Poly Pavilion are hosting the NCAA championships here. Super exciting. And I have a proposal. Let's make that a rule change for the NCAA. If you score a 10 before February, gotta have a different routine come nationals if you make it there. I'm gonna probably anonymously text that to Greg Morrison, see what happens. I don't know. Moving on, men's gymnastics segment. Everyone, calm down. Shh, 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 shh. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. It's men's gymnastics. It's exciting. So we're in full swing. Basically, all teams have now competed, starting off in a big way. Penn State coming out. They have 2 meets under their belt, and they are 12.750 points ahead of second place Stanford. So that means Penn State, you have been at home for at least 1 meet, away for another. So, this early in the season, people are still getting the swing of things. We'll see how it shapes up throughout the season, but Penn State definitely coming out with their big guns early on. And, I'm always interested to see how teams fare on the road, but they've got 1-1, so starting off pretty consistently there. Stanford had a big win at the Stanford Open this past weekend, competing against the likes of Cal and Nebraska, so they did well for themselves. Lots of talent on floor. Obviously, they've won multiple NCAA championships, so there's always potential coming out of Palo Alto. University of Michigan won the Windy City Invitational in the Chicagoland area against teams like defending champion University of Illinois. Ohio State was also there, so lots of good competition there. They're still competing without Olympian Sam McCulick, though, so we'll see if he can get back in those lineups. Adrian DLA, Los Angeles, is coming through. He won the all-around in that meet for the Wolverines, so good start there. Now, remember that the scoring has changed again. We're counting 5 scores for guys, and throughout men's gymnastics, there's been a lot of changes in the last few years. They also added the little ding ding, the time limit on floor exercise. I am so glad that I got out before that because I was like, took my time, my sweet time, made it apparent. So rules like that have really pushed the level of men's NCAA gymnastics. Like I mentioned last time, 3 of the 5 Olympic team members had been NCAA gymnasts at one point or another, which is more than half. That's more than passing. I learned that in college. More than enough to pass is 50% with that curve. All right? That's what I got. So it's great to see those elite level rules being imparted into men's NCAA gymnastics because that raises the level all over the place, encourages more guys to go up, compete on the national level, make the Olympics, make the world team, do that thing, all right? One of my favorite things about women's NCAA gymnastics is the team spirit that occurs during she's usually a bit shy, maybe was an elite, coming out of her, still in her shell, still turtling in and out a little bit. During her floor routine, when she does that slow motion hula hoop move in the corner before her full front pike, that evokes something. That ignites a little spark in usually one of her teammates, maybe a few, and it manifests itself in something like, yeah, oh mama, that's hot, woo! So it's like this poor girl. I know she's having fun with it. I know they're having fun with it. This poor girl is now competing in front of a construction site that has like Lil Jon and one of her embarrassing aunts just like screaming in her face. So that's obviously one of the great things that happens in NCAA gymnastics. But then you have the floor routine of that other girl who is saying cheering those things to her during Shyness's floor routine. And hers is usually a mix of at least 7 songs within the iTunes top 18, and lots of remixing, lots of, beat changes, coming up, coming down, going all over the place with a glow stick, sometimes without, throwing the glow stick away. Usually she has some kind of sound effect like breaking glass or a train or a cat, something happening in there. And then, she's got like a little like, oh, I'm going to do the duck face, I'm going to throw up the peace sign. And then she waits for her 9775 to be flashed and she's done. So that's that. But that is part of the appeal and the fun of women's NCAA gymnastics. That's why I love it. That's why I'm talking about it. One time I gave the duck face to Marta Karolyi and she served some Romanian fire-breathing, gaseous aggression my way. So don't do it. You can't do it in elite. Might as well do it in there. All right. So things I'm all about this week. I'm all about a lot of things, but in particular this week, Shelby Geis from Michigan, #1 Wolverines, had a huge meet at Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor this past week. But Shelby Geis has beautiful toe point. I can use my hand because my toes don't point like that. They don't. So my hand, it's probably like this or something. It's ridiculous. Way to go, Shelby Geis. Love the one-arm foot bop to lay it on beam. Again, the Wolverines really coming through. They're putting up the big numbers consistently, so we'll just see that Michigan still has room to improve on vault, trying to get that lineup all squared away, but did well this week on beam and brought it home 49.5 on floor. Saying the name Ajane Dickerson is #2 of what I'm loving this week. And some of my Midwestern friends watching may know her as Ashani Dickerson. But it's really Ajane, all right? So, Ashani, no, Ajane. I'm gonna say it again, Ajane. And then third, Sean Centers from Stanford scored a 9.8 from one judge in execution on vault this past weekend at the Stanford Open. I appreciate any execution score that's over 9.6 or 9.7. You've got to. And that really shows you that men's NCAA gymnastics, they might not be out of the 10, but they're coming through with things like that really pure gymnastics fans can acknowledge. A 9.7 or a 9.8 in execution, that's a big thing. And that's what I like to see, and that pushes the sport to another level. Fourth thing I'm loving this week, free webcasts of meets. I love watching meets, obviously. I will pay for them, but the sport of gymnastics needs to be seen by the people. Let's open the gates. Come on in, watch our gymnastics, hold a lamb. It'll be great and peaceful and awesome. But men's gymnastics is like a tiny baby panda who is endangered, clinging to a piece of bamboo with a shoe factory being built in his habitat right now. We need to save men's gymnastics, and by that we don't charge an arm and a leg to get into meets, we don't charge an arm and a leg to watch the meets from 500 miles away. We need to encourage fans of this sport to watch and learn from it, and we need to make every effort possible to do that. Women's meets are great too, and I'm all about the development of the sport from men's and women's. Men's, a little more endangered right now. Women's, still want to see the skill level raise, so still seeing programs added each year is a big deal. So let's get there. For the sport to grow, you need to see it. You need to water that plant. You need to get sunlight for the chlorophyll. All right, chlorophyll with joy of gymnastics. That is it for this week. I hope I wrapped up rather quickly. Facebook us, friend requests, like, all of the above. Facebook.com/InsideGymnastics is where you can find us. We're also on Instagram and Twitter @ Something like that. It's probably a little backwards for you. Inside Gym, my Twitter is YoEv, like Yo Gymnastics, but YoEv, which are the first 2 letters of my name. It's like a nickname. YoEv. There you go. Hit me up. And then finally, the digital version of Inside Gymnastics magazine has launched up in the sky, up into the Apple App Store. It's available. Search it there. Download the app. You can download a ton of different magazine issues from the most recent issue, where we have a lot of great stuff about UCLA, first-year seniors, looking at Kim Zameskel's Texas Prime Meet that happened last weekend as well. Preview of that. So check that out. It's searchable Inside Gymnastics or Inside Gymnastics magazine. We're also launching in the Android marketplace very soon. Look forward to it. Everybody competing out there, have a good, safe weekend. I can't wait to talk about it with you all next week. Thanks, guys.